Now, what I have said so far may have lost most people because it's really not for the less discerning and people that cannot think deeply. It's very profound what I've said, but they say a word is enough for the wise. The dumb may not understand it simply because they're not wise, but the wise will understand what I'm saying. And in a nutshell, what I'm saying is this. Politicians may act and behave as if really nothing is happening and that things are in order and that we're moving towards 2023. And they are totally and completely besotted and obsessed with who will become president tomorrow, or at least in a couple of years. But what they fail to appreciate is that in 2 years' time, there may not be a Nigeria left if things go on as they're going now. And I kid you not. I'm very, very close to many, many politicians in this country. I've been involved for many, many years. And I have never seen this level of ethnic nationalism being expressed and being exhibited amongst the Yoruba people and amongst the Igbo people and amongst the people of the Middle Belt as I have today. In fact, it's so extreme that I'm sure it's far more so than even just before the Civil War. And that's what we're dealing with. And people like Igboho, particularly, and Adams, and Kanu, and Obadiah Malafia, and even Buhari himself have tapped into the power and the attraction of that ethnic nationalism. Rightly so, in my view. It can be used in a positive way if it's used properly. It's tapped into that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But where these ethnic nationalities are on a collision course, particularly when it's the Fulanis against the rest, or where the rest are saying enough is enough, and where the rest are saying that they are tired and they're fed up, and where the rest are saying that they will not be intimidated or threatened by anybody, even those that organize coercive arms of government and that control the state, and where the rest are saying that, listen, if you consider us to be slaves, we will show you that we're not slaves. And you have people rising up in those areas, like the names that I've mentioned, like the horns that I've mentioned, to say we will defend the honor and the future of our people and will preserve the lives and property of our people no matter what. This goes beyond politics. This is about national survival. It's about the survival of our ethnic nationalities, and it's about the unity of our country. So I would urge politicians and those that cannot think very deeply to begin to think about what's going on. We're sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and we're acting as if nothing is happening. We've put our heads in the sand like an ostrich, and we're pretending that nothing has gone wrong. In the East today, people are being killed every day, being butchered by our security forces. And of course, unknown gunmen, as they call them, are also attacking not just civilians, but members of our armed forces, members of our police, and so on and so forth, which of course I do not support. I think it's wrong. Violence both ways is wrong. And two wrongs do not make a right. So what's going on there is unbelievable. In some cases, in some parts, policemen cannot even wear their uniforms now because they're scared of being attacked. And this is very sad. Same in the South. In the Southwest, you have massive militias being built up around two charismatic leaders who are prepared to go all the way if sufficiently provoked and if the state cannot guarantee the lives and properties of the Yoruba people. And let me tell you, it is only because the elders of the Southwest have been holding them back and chanting restructuring as a way out. That is why the West has been a little bit restrained. This will not last for much longer. The people there are fired up and they want their own country, and you can't wish it away. The Middle Belters have been completely suppressed, subjugated, oppressed, cheated, and belittled for so many, many years now, far more than any other group in this country. They are also seeking for emancipation. They also want a way out. And that is ably reflected by the activities and words of a man like Obadiah Malaifa, like I said earlier. And then, of course, you have the core North itself, represented mainly by President Buhari and those that think like him. Not all are extreme. Some are not. And thankfully, those that are not so extreme are the ones we can reach out to and talk to. But those that are, have no place in Nigeria anymore, as far as I'm concerned, and really ought to consider going back to Chad, Niger Republic, wherever they come from, and resettle there. But as far as this country is concerned, whether you listen to me or not, whether you believe me or not, and we will have this conversation again in about 3 years' time, and I'm sure at that time you will say, yet again, FFK was proved right. But for the now, the important thing is to recognize the challenges we're facing, cause these horns to come together and negotiate and discuss the way forward. Because if we don't do that, I assure you, there will be conflict somewhere down the line. The state cannot hold these forces down by arms. The state cannot suppress the will of the people of the Southwest through arms. They cannot do it. They can't do the same to people of the Southeast. They can't kill everybody in the South. They can't kill everybody in the Middle Belt. And they cannot kill everybody amongst those in the core North that also want to change. What we need to do is to establish the fact that it is important for us to sit down and talk as nationalists and see if there's a way out of this and negotiate this thing to a point that everybody is comfortable, whether through restructuring or whatever it is. What we mustn't do is continue to act as if we don't need to talk to each other and act as if nothing will change, nothing will happen, doesn't matter how many people are killed, that the state can hold the line. The state cannot hold the line in a conflict like this. It's only a question of time. It's only a question of time. And the most important thing to recognize also is this: there are men of goodwill on all sides. We may disagree on Oduduwa, Biafra, Nigeria, or even an amalgamation of the 4 zones, the Middle Belt, the South-South, the Southeast, and Southwest coming together to form one country, and the core North going its separate way. Or we may have 5 or 6 separate countries at the end of it all. Or we may believe in an integrated Nigeria, which is restructured, we continue as one. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you feel. It doesn't matter where you stand on the way forward. What matters is that we must have peace. We must have dialogue. We must have understanding. And we must stop this idea that you can kill all those that are opposed to you and that you can wipe them off the face of the earth and crush the opposition and crush those that do not agree with you. This cannot work. We must talk. We must dialogue. That's the way forward. That's the only way forward. And that's my preferred option for the future for this country. I continue to trust God that we won't have a war, we won't have a conflict, but I assure you, as sure as I am, that night follows day and that day follows night. If something isn't done and we don't retrace our steps and we stop demonizing each other and killing each other, and the killing of the Igbos doesn't stop in the Southeast, the killing of Yorubas doesn't stop in the Southwest, the killing of Middle Belters does not stop, being killed by different people, whether Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, elements within the security forces, or whatever it is, whoever's responsible, at the end of it all, everybody will say to your tent, O Israel, they can kill us, but we also have the right to self-defense, and we will fight back and we'll defend our people. And nobody can take that right away from anybody. So let's have this conversation again in about 3 years. We'll see who's right and wrong. But I urge you all just to think and to understand the complexity of this situation and the gravity of this terrible mire that we found ourselves in. I pray for those that make these decisions. I pray for those that are in a position to help us achieve peace. And I call for dialogue and understanding on all sides, but with justice. There must be justice. Without justice, there can be no peace. There must be justice for the people of the Southwest, for the people of the Southeast, for the people of the South, the people of the Middle Belt, and justice for the people of the core North that have also been deprived by elements within the state and denied their rights. And there must be security. That is the way forward. Talk to Adams, talk to Igboho, talk to Nnamdi Kanu, talk to Obadiah Malafia, talk to everybody. And those on the other side also need to be able to talk to elements within the Buhari government for us to now agree that we go our separate ways peacefully or we stay together in a restructured Nigeria. I end with this. What we must not do is continue as if we don't have a problem. Because if we continue that way, believe me, 2023 will be an illusion. And even if we get there as one country, I really would pity whoever it is that would take over from President Buhari. We have some good candidates. Those that know me know who I believe is the right person. I've identified who I think ought to be the president of this country. But the question for me today is that, will there be a Nigeria in 2023? I pray so. I hope so. But at the same time, I will never deny the right of my people in the Southwest for self-determination if that is what they want to do. And I would not expect anybody to deny others the right to have the same principle of self-determination exercised in their zone. That is the way of life. That is what you call freedom and liberty, and that is what we demand. May God bless you all, and thanks for listening to me. Bye for now.